Hey everyone, I'm Ryan and you're watching 60 Cycle Hum, and in this video I'm going to show you the Knob Jawn by Fuzzrocious Pedals. This is an octave pedal, but it's not just an octave pedal. It is the freakiest, glitchiest, most ridiculous, most fuzzrocious octave pedal I've ever messed around with in my life. Like, this thing is fully on brand for Fuzzrocious pedals. If you're familiar with that brand at all, you know like what kind of sounds they like to deal in. So let's get into it. Here is my dry signal Squire Bolt Mustang here. Except for the paint and the kill switch that I added, this thing is bone stock. And here is the Knob Jawn. So that was a couple settings from the Knob Jawn. I'm gonna explain to you the way these controls work now. I mean, you might have noticed that this thing's got a knob on it. It's got a gigantic knob. It is the biggest knob either of us have ever seen in our entire lives, unless you work in some sort of like industrial scenario where you have a knob this big. You work at a power plant or something like that. This is a big knob. It's what I'm trying to say here. It's a blending knob. On the left side, you have an analog octave up. On the right side, you have a digital octave up or down and a blend in between. So we'll start off with the sound of the analog up here. It's nasty and glitchy and grindy and just kind of beautiful in its own freaky way. It's the kind of octave up you would find in an octave fuzz pedal. It's just doing its thing without the fuzz. I mean, I could throw a fuzz in here. I've got the 420 fuzz out of shot. All right, and so then you go on to the digital side, and I'll bring that level up there. And on the left side of this knob, you get a digital low octave. And on the right side of this knob, you get a digital high octave. And of course, you can blend the two. Here's a 50-50 blend between the low and the high. The digital side just has this like unique pulse to it. Just totally on brand for Fuzzrocious. This like usable, freaked out weirdness that people are just gonna get really creative with. I know it. So now you can do some blended sounds between the analog octave up on this side and the digital up or down on this side. So we'll do everything straight up the middle here. This time with fuzz from the 420 fuzz. By the way, this knob controls the wet-dry blend for just the digital fuzz. It doesn't affect the analog up octave at all. Did I say fuzz? I meant octave. You see, it doesn't affect the analog side at all. So you can blend your analog up against like a digital low and blend that digital low in and out against or the digital high. And then on top of it, there's still yet another control. You've got your foot switchy here, which reverses the mix, the blend of the low and high digital octave here. So you're playing live, you've got a low octave, you're having a great time in that low octave. You want to get freaky, you hold that down. Obviously, it's hard for me to demonstrate that when this is on the table and I'm using my hands to play and whatnot, but you get it. You can switch the low and the high octave with this momentary foot switch here. And of course, you can have a blend going, so you've got your analog octave up going against your digital octave down, and then switch to a digital octave up. This time with fuzz. Let's reverse it. So there you go. That is the Knob Jawn by Fuzzrocious Pedals. An eclectic, eccentric, analog/digital octave pedal that I know you guys are going to get creative with. This thing is kind of a hoot. It's going to be a lot of fun on my pedal board. I love messing around with octave pedals, throwing them into fuzzes, throwing them into delays and reverbs and things like that. It's going to be great. All right, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me rude, nasty comments. You know the whole drill. Support us on Patreon and stay grounded. Bye, everybody.